somebody has to follow that show. Those somebodies are Pofke and FalconHit. Pofke went 14-10 in the group stages, 2-0-1 overall. Their only non-win is a draw against Plastiques. And FalconHit struggled a little bit more, went just 1-1-1 in one of the closer groups, one of just 3 players to emerge from the group stages with just 4 points for that matter, 13-11 overall. So clearly a little rusty, and following up a slightly disappointing Platinum SCL season as well. But I think a win versus Pofke would ease all that pain. That would be a big one because Pofke is also a big up-and-coming player.
Absolutely. Got to give the edge here to Pofke just due to activity. They both have a similar amount of games. Falcon had a little more experience in the long run. But honestly, with some prep as well, if Pofke has done it, Falconhead does tend to play a little bit slow on the spy side and has a sort of predictable standard sniper across the majority of the maps. So I think give the edge here to Pofke.
I think I would too. We've been asking for years, if you have to pick between experience and activity, what do you pick? And I think the tide has been turning over the last year. People are realizing if you're playing every day, if you're immersing yourself in this game, that matters a little more than the experience. Hate to say, as one of the old hands myself, it does seem to matter a little bit more. Well, we'll get another data point in that debate right about now. FalconHit is going to start off spying on Modern as Disney. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And yeah, as you mentioned, FalconHit, a little slow on the spy. Bit of an issue on Modern. A lot of famous games with Pwn Noob on Modern in particular that came down to time management, to frame attempts. We're going to go get a Seduce in early to try to counteract that. We're at red bookshelves, 34%. It's a white test, and there's a bar rush early. And Pofke, whether they were planning to do bar highlights or not, certainly decides to now that they see that pile up.
Yeah, Pofke's similar to Ryu in his strategy, considering Inspecs, bar highlight, mixes it up pretty regularly. I haven't studied them enough to really understand what their strategy is. It seems to vary on different maps.
Well,
But
could be
here,
fluid then.
bar highlights have been effective so far. So let's see if they continue to be. No spy has gotten by the sniper yet today.
That's a good point. Also worth noting, by the way, that the match we just saw, that winner, Kadi, will play the winner of this match right here. So we're going to see some contrasting styles one way or another, I think. FalconHit is idling, as we were discussing earlier. Our seduction target is at bar, and you got to imagine that wherever they go, we're probably going to follow unless a double agent joins or something, and that hasn't happened yet. FalconHit just idling on Modern. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but it might work. Different sniper and all. Seduction target is moving. They are not coming to us. We're going to have to go to them, and FalconHit, based on the camera angle, really seems to be eyeing them up. Also seems to be eyeing up the Ambassador, and we've got 3 minutes left. We have half a microfilm done, and we take a bug path without a bug, hoping that Pofke is a good enough sniper to know we didn't bug, and I think they probably are. We're going to go to green now. This is usually the bookshelf that you can most easily get away with, but that's because there's usually a bigger conversation in front of us in green. There is none, but there is a fingerprint on this book instead. That might be just good enough. Maybe we can take it out and bring it back when there's more people. Nope, it's happy hour. There's more people at bar again.
Yeah, a lot of distraction happening there. We could have gotten it. The pillar was completely blocking us, but FalconHit decides, I'll just wait for the CC to get bigger. Might as well wait for more cover so I can do that safely.
Yeah, it's hard to be confident of the sniper's angle, especially with the latency, so you can't be sure of whether or not the pillar's blocking, but you can be sure of when that conversation is full. They're going to have to be selling out to catch, for example, a green microfilm. No pun intended. FalconHit is going to wait, hopefully, for that conversation to fill up, but it's not happening. There's just 2 women in there chatting. And here comes the Ambassador next to us. Slightly buggable path. FalconHit wants nothing of it, though, holding a book anyway. Fingerprint done. Seduce just a third of the way done. Our seduction target is at green shelves, and there's 2 minutes left, and already you can start to see this pulling away, especially with the seduction target going for briefcase.
And here's this classic time management problems we were just talking about. Minute 35, minute 40 on the left on the clock. We're really far behind right now, and now we go return it, but the CC still isn't quite as big as we'd like it to be.
No, this is just not the... Usually you just have so much more cover, and there's just nothing there. Just nothing there right now. This is rough, to say the least. Gets marked for going back. There's the microfilm. The pillar is covering it, and Pofke zooms in on bar anyway at the same time, so that is a pure timing play, and it works perfectly. Pofke, though, really seems to be eyeing up FalconHit. I think they suspect this microfilm, even though they clearly couldn't have seen it. And this isn't going to help if they are a suspect. It's going to be a white banana bread immediately upon ending this conversation. There's one low light. I think 3 or 4 at least are available. 3, 4, 5. One more on hair. Can you get it? Pofke's hesitating. Not positive she was out, but that's a pretty good return relative to the mission progress we have. 45 seconds left, and FalconHit is behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and I think Pofke, the way his laser was moving, I think
Mm-hmm.
he believes that FalconHit had that book from somewhere else. So getting highlight for returning the book, always a sad, sad day for the spy.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you don't get seen taking it out in the first place, you look suspicious putting it back just because of what the sniper didn't catch. I think maybe Pofke missing what they did is actually going to help them. FalconHit's going to statues here, and I just can't imagine what the plan is to finish. There's no time. Even with a green swap, what's this going to be? There's just nothing to do. This just feels like a timeout. We're going to have to rush to windows. It's a swap. It's a white. It's on screen. I don't know what the plan was. I think that game was over at 40 seconds.
Yeah, once we eat the highlight for returning the book, it's really difficult for us. Maybe if we don't eat the highlight, we can go Pearl. But yeah, at the end there, just poor time management is gonna bite you on Modern.
It certainly is. Now Pofke's going to be spying up 1-0. Stop me if you heard this one too. Ponytail again. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. You know, somebody with a penchant for tracking these sorts of things, maybe, should probably see what percentage of the time people pick this character on Modern, because it feels more than, let's say, 5% of the time, which is what true random would be.
Yeah, that her in general,
Yeah.
especially.
Mm-hmm. I'm not getting to the point where I'm going to low light white dress and sorry just because, but you got to consider it. We got an immediate kind of cheese delegate without taking a drink, and then we delegate right to twin, and it's 4 minutes, and Purloin might be about to come off, but look at this bar pile up. Even though we did it that fast, it might be cutting it a little bit close. We are going to green time at in the meantime. We are just throwing everything at FalconHit right away.
Yeah, this is a play that either you win the game off of or you lose the game off of, right?
Yep.
Either he's caught that, delegate cheese, leave, and we're top suspect and it's over for us, or he completely missed it and now we have a free mission.
Yep, and that bar pileup might help because it puts so much distance between us and our delegate because we did it so quick. So this might actually work out beautifully. Here comes the take. It is in time. That's big, and there's a really good chance Pofke is not even a suspect for this. And it's not just missing a mission early, it's missing it completely, potentially, and maybe noticing you missed the time ad, feeling like you're behind, you're that much more likely to shoot a Civ.
5 lowlights up for grabs here. Only takes 2, so that's pretty good for Pofke at least. Only 2 lowlights on Modern really helps the party not get narrowed down, keeps FalconHit's eyes track and everything. But
And
no
keeps
reaction to the Purloin yet either.
Yeah, it keeps the paranoia high, too, when you notice that guest list is gone. That's another flirt, by the way. It's another white test close with wheels. 68% done. And Pofke, what's interesting about this is that Pofke specifically did the Purloin in a way where they will be able to expect they got away with it clean, which means they don't have to play tentatively or worry about framing. They just have to worry about finishing, and that seems to be the plan here. We're going to pick up a briefcase out front. We're going to get a fingerprint off it. We're going to see the ambassadors at statues, and we're going to stop and put this down right here. And I don't see any reason not to just take this flirt. No, Pofke's going to go into this conversation instead. Nope, we're just going. We're going past all these like potential mission sites, and we're going to go to the blue bookshelf. Question is, take it out, put it back. Animation, not a lot of cover here. Doesn't seem like a great time. We're going to walk away with it, and we can use the flirt potentially to break up any microfilm shenanigans. That seems to be the plan. No! Wheels leaves just as we approach, and Pofke immediately redirects like, no, this is where I wanted to go the whole time.
Does a nice little read at the windows. Just might as well, right? You're showing your book to the sniper.
Yeah, if I were the spy trying to make you forget this book, why would I put it in front of your face? Surely I wouldn't. Surely I wouldn't.
Pofke doing the classic double read now. Now that the AI can do that, might as well do it. It's completely AI-like, right? To double read. Why would a spy do?
You're sure hoping FalconHit is up on the latest build then, aren't you? We're going to go into this conversation. We're going to white BB. Double agent leaves just before. This is really rough luck with the ST and the DA now, but the BB is going to cover. This was certainly the plan all along. BB's going to cover for dumping this book in green, and FalconHit was tracking the books very effectively. Maybe shouldn't have shown him the book, but it might not have mattered given the speed and confidence with which that shot came off.
Yeah, that actually makes me think that he saw the purloin. He saw more than he let on with how confident he was on. I feel like if he wasn't sure about the microphone, he would delay it a little bit more, especially since that was just a fake BB right there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. You have to reevaluate what we thought was going on in that game based on the way that shot came off. Either way, it's going to be 1-1 on Modern heading into Gallery. FalconHit's going to spy as Teal in 3, 2, 1, Planet. And FalconHit, okay, spy on Gallery competitively, 29%. Not bad. But weak on the Sniper. That's the game that's possibly going to matter more. Pofke, on the other hand, 93% Sniper on Gallery, and that's in over a dozen games competitively. So that is not a small sample size either. This is going to be very, very tough. This whole venue, very tough for FalconHit. I think they'd have to be happy with a split here.
Yeah, absolutely. With a rate like 93%, you really need to be playing out of your mind in order to get one of those spy win spy or hope Pofke makes a mistake. Those are your two hopes there. Not much else you can really do. And with Falcon Hit's slow play as well, it's just going to be exemplified on Gallery again.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can split these first two venues, that's probably the best bet for FalconHit. You're going to want to win this on the later venues. This is going to be a white BB after a green flirt, but it's only 48%, so we're going to have a 3 flirt anyway. That pixel could make all the difference, and that's going to let off quite a few lowlights, including a Smallman, no less. That is 9 lowlights. We have a contact. We don't have half the flirt done. And look at this. Pofke's not just getting those lowlights, marking potential real BBs out front too, but FalconHit, not one of them, because it was late. The lowlights came first, the highlights came after, and FalconHit sits right in between as a neutral light.
We got very
Huge.
fortunate to juke that. Yeah, that is really big. That only 4 people had real BB there since the SDA was out. That's
Yeah.
the risk of BBing in the front TC. You might just end up with the SDA out, and then it's really narrowed down. But maybe juking the highlight means that Pofke won't be crediting
Yep.
completely.
And that's the risk of prioritizing the lowlights, but trying to do the real BB highlights anyway, trying to get them both done. You see the risk here. In the meantime, Falcon has gone to a statue, gotten 2 inspects done, and a fingerprint. And here's another flirt. It's a white, 82%. A even moderately close flirt will work to finish it off. One more print, one more statue visit could do it, but the party is so narrowed down, even though we don't have that highlight for real. Question is Pofke refusing to highlight because they think they don't have it, or because they're just not sure? That is what the game could turn on. We're going to redirect away from that briefcase. Pretty good, but we probably just wanted the briefcase instead rather than the AI move. The Amba is moving around. We would love for them to put their hands on another statue.
Yeah, that would really help us here. Although we might just die for another statue since it's so narrowed down. That's the only issue here. But
Yep.
Falcon Hit not in a bad position. If we can get a ninja print by, maybe Inspecs will not kill us towards the end.
Yep, it's a big risk, as you mentioned. So few people to watch, but the fact that we don't have that highlight could be the saving grace. Our back is to the sniper, and we immediately get shot. Yep. Has to suspect some of that. I think the lack of highlight is maybe just deliberately making sure their laser doesn't move over the spy, wants them not to know, or just, you know what, I'm going to mark this down because I'm unsure, but if they finish, it could be a probationary thing. If they look like they're finishing, I'll shoot them. If they don't, I won't. But Pofke did not even hesitate. The statue had not even been touched yet.
Yeah, and yeah, that statue is not printable either. So technically a little bit early, but for finishing contact, Inspect Seduce on Gallery, that's somewhat warranted.
It's not bad. It definitely seems aggressive, but the difference, as we mentioned, between aggressive instinctual, pretty thin. In this case, I'm inclined to believe Pofke just had control of the game with those lowlights. Didn't have much else to watch. Now FalconHit can still get out of this in pretty good shape if they can lock down the sniper side. Again, struggles a lot on Gallery. A sniper has lost more than half their games competitively. Pofke will be playing as Hair, Red Dress, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. If FalconHit can win this, it's still very much a match, but this is going to be a very tough game. This is one of the bigger mismatches in this match. Pofke Spy on Gallery against FalconHit Sniper. It's going to mean an immediate white purloin. The Ambassador is out front, though, and FalconHit is guarding that, and I'm not sure they've seen the guest list gone yet, have not zoomed in. Oh, boy, I think they might have gotten away with this. Now they must see it, and moment of truth. Who's getting low lit? 1, 2, 3. This is slow going. Pofke's at blue bookshelves. This is not enough. That is a big win for Pofke.
Yeah, we'll take that any day of the week. We, as a Falcon hit, we needed maybe like 5 more low lights there. But then again, the what happened last game made it seem like Falcon hit still had the party under control, even though Pofke wasn't a highlight. So maybe we're aware of this. We're also trying to guard this bug properly. Safety comes on.
Yep.
Just
Possibly
trying to.
worried about that bug. It's just going to be Smallman. We're just worried about Smallman rushing and possibly purloining, and that's it. Just like that, Pofke wins the game with an early purloin, presumably because the Ambassador was vulnerable out front, and that's what we were worried about. Pofke sweeping the mismatched gallery. 3-1. That is rough. Now FalconHit's going to have to play comeback. It's going to be on Terrace. Not much to say about that game, I guess. Inspects and Swap are off once again. This is indeed becoming the new meta. Falcon hit his buns in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Boy, just really, you could tell, very caught off guard about that purloin, and the shot a little premature as a result, I think. Even with Smallman, hard to imagine they're done there.
Yeah, I can understand the fear though. You see a imagine a Smallman green purloin, seduce, and then you just rushed the microfilm behind Falcon Hit's back while he was worrying about trying to get lowlights for purloin. So understandable there. Still probably a little bit early with no BB.
Yeah, but if they were that, if they really didn't have any idea who did it, though, probably just a matter of time anyway. You can lose soon or you can lose later. But just that purloin just totally clean, I think, even though it was a white. Again, the Amba out front, that'll help. Splits the sniper's attention. And Falcon Hit understandably prioritizes the bug, and it costs him the game. Falcon Hit, by the way, has an early white flirt here, 34%. Pacing, probably not going to be as big of an issue on Terrace, although we did see something like that earlier today. Depends on whether or not the seduction target cooperates. A couple people are out of conversation, so it's not a good time for a fake or anything like that. And the double agent is at bar anyway. Falcon Hit's going to get another flirt done. This one's going to be green, 71%. And we are waiting, I think, for the double agent to come in. And if they do, and there's only one person out, probably going to want to do something about it. Here they come. Smallman's out. One of the twins is out. And there goes a seduction target, and the moment has passed. Probably don't want to do it now.
Yeah, a little bit too many. You really want to give a max 1 or 2 on Terra. Like maybe 2 throughout the whole game if you want to fake once, or if
Yep.
I mean fake BB twice, fake with a fake in between.
I was just about to say, you probably shouldn't have more than 2 no matter what happens, and we're going to have exactly 2. Our seduction target and Smallman are going to be lowlights. Pofke patiently waits, though, does not take the easy lowlights, guards the aftermath of the banana bread instead. That's what an experienced sniper does. We're waiting for our seduction target to come back in, and we're thinking about what we can do here. The Ambassador's going to walk right by us, but this is too risky. They're not in a buggable position at all unless we distract with something, and we have nothing to distract with yet. Seduction target's still at statues here. Boy, look at all these statue visitors. Kind of wish we left it on. Ambassador's personal space is violated, and they're going to leave. We're going to talk just because, well, we're going to start and we're going to stop talk when we're interrupted by the double agent. And the seduction target's going to pick up this briefcase. No, the twin beats us to it. That might help because you need to get the seduce done and give yourself options. Are we going to head over to the other conversation to get it done? Yep. You could tell by the spy's camera that they were eyeing up the path. We're right next to our seduction target. A white test will get this done. But there's a minute left, and the hardest mission is yet to come.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it, but yeah, we got highlight early on. Unsure for what, probably for flirt, because we hadn't really done anything. We just were kind of sitting alone by the Amba. Papa Danger sidled up next. But yeah, this highlight might just mean we're in deep trouble here, or maybe we're just one of the highlights.
Yeah.
Unsure.
Yeah, definitely those highlights again looking very fluid from Pofke and a little hard to pin down. The Ambassador remains incredibly unbuggable, and there's 30 seconds left. We don't even have a delegate in our pocket. Not that many people have been to bar. The people who have been doing things have been going to statues, which are turned off. There's no swap, there's no inspect. Nobody has fingerprints done. You're just going to have to bug and get shot, it feels like, at this point. And FalconHit's camera indicates that that's exactly what they're planning on doing right now. They are staring at that Ambassador, but so is the sniper. Here it comes. It's going to be a fake. Try to force some kind of shot out of desperation. It's going to come off under 10 seconds. 2 people leave. And unless there's a desperate shot coming out of Pofke, this is going to be a timeout. 2 seconds left. We're going to go make a beeline for the Ambassador. It's not going to matter. Spy runs out of time. I don't think anybody was done there.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult. And the more people are out on the BB at the end there, the more desperate it looks. And the more incentive Pofke has to not shoot there. So, wise decision not to take the bullet there.
Yep. Questionable decision is starting the BB around 13 or 14 seconds because when you get a white test and it drags on a little bit, it'll happen after 10 seconds, which gave Pofke all the confidence to hold that shot. I think they would have anyway, but made the decision even easier. You can't bank on that green or that early white animation to bail you out, unfortunately. Just not a lot going on there. And the ambassador did not feel vulnerable very often either. That's a huge part of it, too. That's the kind of thing that might make you take a desperate shot. Even if you don't see a bug, if the ambassador felt vulnerable all game, maybe you credit it. But party was not cooperative. FalconHit didn't force the action. And now Pofke has a chance to wrest total control of this match as Leopard, the spy on Terrace, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. That is big. It is 4-1 now. And you really got to think that FalconHit needs this game.
Absolutely. Pofke going to start off with a relatively weak flirt. Are going to need to hit a green test here in order to make it up. But we got Terrace. We got time.
We got Terrace, we got time. That's how it goes. 31% in the flirt, as you mentioned. All the time in the world. And I think Pofke probably going to be a little more proactive here. And it helps that a couple people are visiting bar, too. Here comes the BB. It happens. Nope, 2 people are out. It is going to be Kane and Wheels. But Pofke wants it anyway. I wonder what the plan is here. 2 low lights is not bad to give up, but the question is, it really felt like we didn't have to do it. Felt like this is an early point in the game. It's not like you're desperate. I don't know if we're trying to frame anybody. Interesting that Pofke would willingly accept those 2 low lights.
Yeah, maybe just deciding that there was enough people with the real DA that it was worth it to him to only have, hey, I'll have 3 people with fakes and 2 out. Because you might not get that opportunity again with that many people in with the DA.
Yeah,
So
good point. It's 2 considerations, isn't it? It's the hard low lights, and it's who has a reel. That matters so much more on Terrace than other venues. That might have been the consideration for Pofke. We're going to get a white test flirt in the meantime, 56%. We are going to need a green to 3 flirt, but we have 2 minutes left, so it's probably not going to matter too much. But we are at the point now with the flirt almost done and contact off, and a pretty good idea of who's in the suspect pool still. We're probably at the point where we're going to start making plans depending on how we want to finish. Is it going to be a purloin? Are we going to start watching for bugs? General takes a bug path as a highlight, and the ambassador is in a pretty buggable position here. Pofke not forcing the issue yet. Flirt cooldown expires. Maybe he wants to get that done before anything else.
yeah, a lot of options to end here. We could set up with a frame. We've got a lot of people that have been to the bar. We can see the bar highlights coming out for FalconHit, so maybe we can get a chance here to go get that done. Yeah, Pofke goes to the bar right now. We might be able to set up with a late purloin. Now that the BB's happened, this purloin might just force a shot towards the end.
Yep, and if you have this kind of lead like Pofke does, you'll take a coin flip because you keep playing for coin flips the rest of the way and you're going to win this match. We're going to go in next to Wheels. I don't think we're going to delegate right away. We should realize this is one of the 2 hard lowlights in the game. We want to go somewhere else, but look at this. General, who had recently taken a drink, might be a good frame target, is already going back to bar. We're going to delegate while sipping, I think, and a stop talk into Walt. Here it comes. This is going to be the moment. We have chosen a good potential frame target. I think we're going to gulp here at the statue. We're going to seduce at the same time. Seduction target leaves. Here comes the purloin. Twins blocking it, but FalconHit sees it's gone off. Who's it going to be? Going to shoot Walt. That's going to do it. Coin flip for the win.
Yeah, we take those. Might as well, right? Like,
Might as well.
he had real BB. He comes in, he quickly talks. That actually looks more like a frame than it does anything else. And the sip, yeah, the sips will completely disguise. You just can't even see it.
Yeah.
If I'm looking as close as possible, like yeah, I don't think there's any way I can tell. So that's, yeah, literally pure 50-50, and it makes it seem like, oh, I was talking while I was leaving. I must have gotten delegated, right? It's the double mind game, the self frame that ends up working out.
Yep, it works out beautifully. You could afford to lose those coin flips, but now that you've won it, you're in a dominating position. FalconHit has to spy on Veranda. Pofke just needs a sniper win to take this definitively 6-1. Last chance now. FalconHit needs to run the table, playing a Seek on Veranda in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And FalconHit has not played bad here, but this scoreline is looking very, very lopsided. And this is what happens as you get higher and higher up. That 5% difference, that marginal difference in skill. If you are 5% too short on every game, you can lose every game while being close to winning all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the maps, I just also think don't favor FalconHit too much. We have had a couple, 2 of the 3 maps that have been played have been more. As a spy, you need to manage your time really, really well. And FalconHit really likes to wait until the last minute to get things done.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, if you struggle with pacing a little bit, this is a bad venue pool for you, certainly. The luck of the draw, as it turns out, sometimes the group stages are good for you. Round of 32 isn't. Maybe the semifinals are better if you can make it that far. But FalconHit very close to having their tournament ended. Could end at any second. Pofke one shot away from moving on to the round of 16. It halves every round now. It gets brutal and it only gets harder. FalconHit walks away with a blue book. We have 2 inspects done, but no flirt. 3 minutes, and already you're seeing the beginnings of a potential time issue.
Yeah, this time hopefully we don't get highlight for returning the book properly. I doubt we put this book in anywhere else but blue, especially since we took a long time to take that book out. Yeah, we're just heading right back into it.
Animation might make sense, but the ambassador and the guest list are right there. The pillar is blocking Pofke, but Pofke mostly didn't seem to care. And FalconHit is just trying to get credit. No, there's the microfilm. There it is. It's a white. Heads going back and forth. Pofke's camera was moving. I'm not sure they saw it, and they wouldn't have a good reason to shoot yet, even if they were sure they did. I think FalconHit might have gotten away with this. That was honestly the only move that made any sense. Idling with the blue book that long would have just been absolutely brutal, given the time management issues. But microfilm was half done, and it might be the hardest one of the three, potentially. We could finish a green. We're going to get a seduce in finally with 2 minutes left. It's going to be 31% at Windows, and the ST is going to leave. But that's not going to work. We are still way behind here.
Yep, maybe a time ad is needed. Not, I would think time ads are reasonable versus Pofke. Hasn't really doesn't have a devastating effect like somebody like Crazy Kid on
Mm-hmm.
punishing those.
Oh, can we resist this bug? Right next to us. It's a tough angle for Pofke to guard, and FalconHit wants nothing to do with it. Says, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go finish inspects instead. Get this done so I'm not rushing it late. That's what happened on Modern, remember. Question is, are we going to feel desperate enough time-wise that we're going to swap and bail? Pofke, looks like they're almost baiting, is not looking because they know they don't have to look right away. FalconHit, nope, just the inspects. 1 mission done, 2 missions partially done. And we're going to have to make progress very, very quick here. There's going to be a seduce, another white 59%. We are not going to purloin. Every time FalconHit has a chance to make a little more mission progress with an associated risk, has decided not to do it, but now there's only 1 minute left. You can't inspect swap. You've already inspected seduce. You're going to need a green test just to finish that. Microfilm is half done, and that's a slow mission to complete. I don't see how you can do this without a civ shot or a time ad. Nothing
DA
going.
comes to us, that might actually boost our progress a lot. Yeah, we go for this BB split.
It's a split. Are we going to try to bug? Nope. We're not. We're just hanging out in this conversation. I think if you got to split, you got to split to the far side. I think they're going to go right back and try to flirt, but there's just not enough time here. What are we doing? We're talking. We're interrupting people who we have no mission progress with. We didn't split into shelves. We didn't bounce right back to seduction. 30 seconds left. If we time out, it's going to be with the clock beeping. We're clearly just banking on a civ shot at this point, but it hasn't happened. Pofke shows no indication of wanting to shoot. Only a few lowlights, but very few highlights too. FalconHit is bouncing around. Seduction canceled. Seduction target leaves. We waited so long to even try. We have to go to this window now to time ad. 15 seconds left, and it feels like FalconHit is almost resigned to their fate. We're going to go into the back statue. It's just like Modern. Even if we swap, what's it going to be? Purloin. Doesn't even matter when the Purloin comes off. And the green, we put it right back down. Pofke sees all the breaks in animation. There was just no way to finish there.
Yeah, I've got a little too far behind there, and the ST leaving hurts us so much. I think we might have a chance there if we get that off. But once the ST bails, I think the game is over. If we
I
had
mean,
been able to
yeah.
hit that flirt, maybe we just hustle it out like green purloin, hit the
Yeah.
flirt, hustle it over to green shelf, do the microphone as the purloin's happening. That could be the way out.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's kind of close even then.
we're talking about how they can hustle to reach mission win countdown, but when you figure that they have to also get it by Pofke, right, with all that late activity, I just think it was over so soon before that. What we're really just seeing is that FalconHit is realizing with 30 seconds left what they should be realizing with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, I think. Oh, that's a tough loss, though. FalconHit, when they actually were doing things, did them pretty well, but just spaced it out way too much inertia, and the scoreline ends up looking very lopsided. Pofke's going to take this home 6-1, and now we know the next matchup in the round of 16. It's Kadi versus Pofke, and whoever's casting that day, good luck saying those things really fast over and over again. Hope it's not me. Kadi versus Pofke, that's what it's going to be. Got to make Pofke a favorite, but boy, an impressive showing from both. If you're Pofke and you've seen these matches, obviously you feel good about this win, but you got to be a little worried about Kadi too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about the same matchup. I think Pofke and Ryu are very similar in their styles and strength as players. I think
Mhm.
Pofke will have again a slight edge, but Cody was able to pull it out, and I think this map pool is pretty good for him. He likes Terrace a lot, and Terrace is a map where I think with that 330 time buff, you can definitely get a couple spy ones in there. So I think it's going to definitely be one to look out for next week, especially.
Yeah, the venue pool matters quite a bit at this point. Helps some, hurts others, but you got to be able to go with the flow. Pofke more than goes with it and wins easily. Another lopsided match.